53 are set to start the season, and we've got a couple surprises. Welcome back to Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law. Hit that sub, hit that bell. Let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. The 53-man roster is set, at least to start the season, as every NFL team had to have theirs done by yesterday. I believe yesterday was the deadline. So everything got announced yesterday in terms of who's cut, who's still on the team, and everything. And now we get to find out who is on the team. Now, again, nothing is solidified just yet. Everything is fluid. Everything moves. And so you got to wonder, for example, Aaron Brewer, he'll come back. He's a long snapper. He's a glue guy, a locker room guy. They're not going to just let that guy go. He's definitely going to come back eventually. So who's going to go at that point? We'll see. We'll find out. But let's go ahead and go over who made the team. Started with the quarterbacks. Starter, of course, we already know Kyler Murray's the starter. Jacoby Brissett will be the backup. Running backs, we got 4 of them this time around. James Conner, of course, the starter, just got a big old contract not long ago, and honestly probably like the engine of our offense and likely the heart of the team, along with Budda Baker. And so definitely a guy you don't want to let go. So James Conner still doing it big at 30 years old. Does have a good young backup in Trey Benson. Also, he will be running back number 2, probably more like running backs 1A and 1B. There's no other way. There's no reason not to have a 2-man running, a 2 monster, right, running back attack. So that's a good one there. Of course, Martin Mercado makes the team, and the newcomer, Bam Knight, makes the team, which means DJ Dallas going to be on their practice squad. So there's that. The wide receivers, this is where one of the surprises is, if not the surprise of the thing. We only have 5, right? We've seen other teams have problems with, keeping wide receivers on them. Of course, like the Kansas City Chiefs, right? They pay everybody. So one of their lightest rooms is the wide receiver room. Of course, they pick up a couple guys here and there, and they're good and everything, but that's been the longest talk about Kansas City, about to be possibly about us now. So the wide receivers that made the team, of course, wide receiver 1, Marvin Harrison Jr., expected to have a breakout season this year. I fully expect the guy came in 10, 11 pounds stronger, just muscle. Of course, that'll lean out a little bit as the season goes on, but he'll find the happy medium as a wide receiver. You don't want to be super bulky, but you don't want to be skinny either. So it's good to have him there physically at a higher level. Michael Wilson comes back as wide receiver number 2. Of course, steady, slow but steady, right? Improvement from the Stanford product. So expecting him to have another good season this year. Harrison will have a breakout. I think Michael Wilson could have somewhat of a breakout season. We'll have to wait and see. I was kind of hoping we bring back Christian Kirk to be a wide receiver 2, but he's a little expensive, especially after the Jaguars raised that price tag when they signed him away from us. All right, Greg Dortch is number 3. Dortch does it all. Special teams, clutch as a wide receiver. Will sneak around, super quick, good feet, good hands. He's a wide receiver 3. Zay Jones comes back. Zay Jones had a good rapport, good chemistry with Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett in training camp. So somebody that I expect to have a couple touchdowns, maybe a few touchdowns this year, along with Marvin Harrison Jr. And, of course, Xavier Weaver. Again, the young guy out of Colorado still making the team. How many wide receivers we had, and everyone wants to crap on the Colorado Buffaloes because of Deion Sanders. Forget the drama, guys. They got talent. They got talented guys. So, I wanted a couple other guys on our team that came out of the draft this season. One of the wide receivers for sure, but I kind of wanted Shedeur Sanders as a young guy on our team, right? Not a bad guy to have studying behind Kyler Murray, in my opinion. But the Browns get to handle that drama right now, so good for them. All right, moving on. The tight ends, 4 tight ends on the team: Trey McBride, Tip Ryman, Elijah Higgins, and Travis Bokolek. Of course, Trey McBride, the star, probably the best receiver, the best pass catcher we have on the team as of right now. Marvin Harrison could meet him, if not exceed him this year, but we'll have to wait and see. But I expect Trey McBride to have 8+ touchdowns this year, 1,000+ yards, and to stay healthy, and probably have a few hurdles along the season. So that'll be fun. Tip Raymond, of course, again, another veteran locker room guy, good pass blocker, stuff like that. Elijah Higgins, sneaky pass catcher. One guy that I think could, he's good as a tight end too, right? But he'll get a couple touchdowns this year. I think he's going to surprise a little bit. And Travis Bokolek as our 4th one. The offensive line, we got 9 guys: Paris Johnson Jr., Of course, again, another one of those guys we drafted high that is getting better every single year. I expect another season from him, not maybe even a Pro Bowl season from him this season. We'll have to wait and see. Evan Brown next to him, who's out there for a hole, will be our starting center. Isaiah Adams on the other side. Jonah Williams as well. As the backups are Kevin Beachum, John Gaines II, Will Hernandez coming back. That's a big, huge signing. Big time depth there, veteran presence, a guy's been around, a guy's been on our team, and a guy that wanted to be here. Hopefully, if he's healthy and has a good season here, we can sign him for a little longer term than just the 1 year we have him this time. And of course, Josh Fryer was there as well. The D line, 7 guys: Calais Campbell, Dalvin Tomlinson, and Darius Robinson. Campbell, he'll be a Hall of Famer, no question about it. Dalvin Tomlinson, of course, another high level guy. Darius Robinson, again, didn't have the rookie season we expected from him because he got hurt, but he's coming back healthy, smarter. He studied. He was able to sit and learn behind the guys. So he killed it in preseason, killed it in training camp. I am expecting big things from him. Dante Stills, PJ Mustipher, Justin Jones, and LJ Collier will also be on that D line as well. The edge guys, Baron Browning, we traded for him from Denver. He paid off pretty good. He came in, had 2, 3, I think it was like 3 or 4 sacks in the time he was here. So, of course, good to bring him back. Josh Sweat, our big offseason signing from the Eagles, just coming off a Super Bowl win, champion now. So, he's coming in. Again, next to Zaven Collins, Jordan Birch, who I still think is going to be to me, Will Johnson's the steal of the draft. He's 1A. Jordan Birch is going to be 1B, maybe 1A himself. We'll see. But he's been, he's blown everyone's minds. Like, everyone's super happy he's a Cardinal. I'm happy he's a Cardinal. Okay, we'll see what the rookie does this year. And to me, maybe even Defensive Rookie of the Year, but we'll see. There's a lot of guys ahead of him on the depth chart, so we'll see what happens here. And, of course, Xavier Thomas, who had a phenomenal preseason and offseason and training camp. So, good on there. Linebacker core. We got 4 of them. Akeem Davis-Gauthier, Mac Wilson Sr., Owen Papo, and Cody Simon. Of course, all those, the D-line and the edge guys and the linebackers, they can all kind of move around a little bit, give the offense different looks. This is the JG defense, so we'll see. Jonathan Gannon defense, so we'll see what he comes up with. But super excited about those 4 guys as well. Cornerbacks, Will Johnson. I think he's going to be CB2 to Max Melton, who will be to me CB1. Garrett Williams is there. Elijah Jones, Denzel Burke, and Keitrell Clark. Look, they beat out Darren Hall, who got cut. So y'all better show up. All right, that guy was a vet. And, of course, the safeties, 5 of them. Buda Baker, Jalen Thompson. No one talks enough about Jalen Thompson. That guy's a star. I don't care what anyone says. Dedrian Taylor and Demerson, Joey Blount, and Keaton Crawford. Keaton Crawford, again, the guy snatching balls in the pause. But the guy snatching, picking balls off, again, pause, in the end zone. Not a bad guy to keep around. It's going to be fun. And, of course, a lot of those guys will be on special teams. But the special teamers, our punter, of course, is always Blake Gillikin, and our kicker, Chad Ryland. No more Matt Prater to kick for the Cardinals. I'm not really sure what he's doing. I think he's still recovering from injury, but we'll see. But Chad Ryland, I kept saying it last season, and Chad we trust. That should be a T-shirt, but we'll see if we can get him to do it. So that's your 53-man roster. Again, I'm wondering what happens when Ryan Brewer comes back, but it doesn't really matter. We'll ride with who we got, especially as long as they are healthy. Let's talk about the NFC West. The odds are coming out, and we're not getting a lot of love here. Odds came out on who the books think will win the NFC West this season. It's about what I expected from the experts. The Winers are the favorites to win the division, the Niners, at plus 160, with the Rams right behind them at plus 210. I expected the Cardinals to be last because we never get any love from the national media, but no, we're third. All right, plus 380. And the Seahawks get last at plus 500 with Sam Darnold taking over the reins at quarterback in Seattle. That's the big talking point coming out of Seattle. Can Sam Darnold continue to do what he did with the Vikings? Who knows? We'll see. But, it's who cares, man? This Seattle. I don't care. All right. Real quick here on week 1. Spencer Rattler. He will be the starter for the New Orleans Saints when the Cardinals make their way to Louisiana for the start of the season, right? Local product Spencer Rattler will be the starter. And he actually played in, Pinnacle Peak. Pinnacle High School, not Pinnacle Peak. Pinnacle High School here in Scottsdale or Paradise Valley, depending. If you know the Phoenix, you know the area I'm talking about. I played his high school ball there before moving on to Oklahoma and then transferring to South Carolina. before being drafted in the 5th round by New Orleans in 2024. He got playing time in 7 games last season. Starting 6, he went 0-6. Threw for 1,317 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 picks. The wild stat for him, sacked 22 times in 6 games. How do you get sacked 22 times in 6 games, Spencer? And there's no wide receivers for you to blame, bro. If you guys know what I'm talking about, y'all seen that video from high school where he blamed everybody but himself for picks and stuff? Yeah. He's grown. He's more mature now. But still, how you get sacked 22 times, man? And they say the Cardinals have the worst offensive lines every year. Come on now, Kyler didn't get sacked 22 times in 6 games. Nobody has, not in our teams anyway. Although he did get the crap sack out in the last few years. But anyway, the wild part to me is that they drafted Tyler Show in the 2nd round of this last draft. Maybe some of those awful throws at the combine were more than just combine nerves. Who knows? But Spencer's a starter, so we get to take on a young guy. Our defense is going to be licking their chops all weekend and change long in practice, and definitely game day is going to be about who can hit him more harder, because that's what's going to happen. All right. Hot take time. All right, this is a hot take if there's ever been one. My hot take, prediction for the season. The Cardinals will win the NFC West. They will tell those odd makers where they can shove those odds at. They'll win the NFC West. They'll make their playoffs this season. Yeah, I said it. I said it on August 27th. I said it. Now, why did I say it? Kyler Murray's in year 7. At this point, we know what we have with him, right? We know what we have at quarterback. He's unlikely to get much better. He might just be wiser and know how to play, and be able to play the game a little smarter. A lot of guys have said, you've heard, I'm not comparing him to Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, okay? But those guys have been known to say and know that they learned where they have to play like crazy and make things happen. And then they know now, later on in their careers, it went from that to letting the game happen and then knowing when to take over to win, right? And both of those guys were masters at that. Will Kyler do that? Who knows? I don't think so, but he is going to be, I think, a little wiser, be a little smarter, get rid of the ball quicker. Maybe instead of holding onto it and trying to make a play with his feet, maybe just throw it away. Like we screamed at the TV a million times last season, in seasons before. So we'll have to wait and see here. But in terms of a big leap in 2025, I don't see it talent-wise. But I still think he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He's got a much better offensive line to work behind, so he shouldn't be running for his life on every play at this point. If you guys remember those old Khalil Tate Arizona Wildcats football teams in college, when he first started as a freshman, he was thought of as a Heisman candidate. He was named a Heisman candidate. When it came to his last couple years in college, it was snap the ball and took off running before the defense even started moving. It was that bad of offensive line. Now, it's college for sure, but that's not what Kyler's going to be doing this season, of course. If he gets sacked these days, it's likely because he held onto the ball too damn long, but we'll see if he's improving that area as well. Two-headed monster at running back with James Conner and Trey Benson. Conner's giving Benson a glowing review, and Benson came into camp jacked and physically in much better shape. I expect them to take a big load off of Conner's back this season, making it easier for the veteran running back to stay healthy. Wide receiver room is a bit light at the moment, but I think we're going to make a move for a receiver soon. But I expect a breakout season for Marvin Harrison Jr. along with the steady development of Michael Wilson. I think those two guys are going to be big for us this year. I think Xavier Weaver's a dark horse. Zay Jones, of course, a veteran. I think we have a good talent there, but I think we need 1 or 2 more guys in there because, injuries happen. Tight end, Trey McBride. Do I need to say anything else? He's going to hurdle a bunch of dudes this year. It's just going to happen. He's going to score way more touchdowns than he did last year for sure. The defense will be the gem of the Cardinals with Josh Sweat, Darius Robinson, Jordan Bird showing why he's a steal of the draft. Linebacker room is loaded. The DB's improved, especially with the arrival of Will Johnson as a steal of the draft. The other steal of the draft, of course. And Max Moulton is going to keep developing. Garrett Williams still in there and everything. So, hey, let's see. Will the Cardinals make me a profit this season? I don't know. We'll find out. Just a week and change away from real football, folks. That's going to do it for today's Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Cuevas. Hit that sub, hit that bell, leave a like and a comment. We love football, ladies and gentlemen. Go Cardinals.